don't think it's just about operating. There is so much to driving a grader. You've got to be a part soil tester. You've got to take an interest in it. You've got to understand your moisture contents, your moisture curves, your compaction ratios, all that. Then you got the other side. You got to be part surveyor. You got to know how to set up, make sure you benched out right.
Thank you very much for joining this live podcast. I've got an interview here with a lovely young gentleman by the name of Aaron from Walsh Civil and Haulage. Azza, I think you like Azza instead, don't you?
Oh, Azza, yep.
Yeah,
that works.
That's it. Judging by your TikTok name, Azza. So, do you mind if I call you Azza for the rest of the thing?
Perfectly fine.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, man.
No dramas at all. My pleasure.
Oh, excellent, man. I'm glad to have you on. So I know that you're more on TikTok than Instagram. Actually, I think you had to actually rejoin Instagram, didn't you, to get on this interview?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for everyone on Instagram, if you haven't heard of Azza, it's Walsh Civil and Haulage. He's got a lot of videos and that up on TikTok mainly.
Yeah.
And some of the guys said they knew you anyway. Yeah. So when I mentioned your name, some of the guys reckon they know you from up north there. So it's good to see that it's a small community up there as well, man. Everyone knows everyone.
I think the whole of Australian earth moving community is small. Everyone knows everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Now, before we start, importantly, Tilt Rotator Society saying, give us a look at the haircut, the majestic haircut. Can you give us a spin? Oh, look at that. What is that? Is that a mullet? Is that what they call it? Or is it a skullet? What is it?
I think so. I don't know. I've ran it for the last probably 6-7 years. Just get the side shaved, the top trimmed, and leave the back go. Yeah.
Oh, man. Mate, my kids, they see photos of me when I was in like grade 6, and I had a full mullet back then. I had the full like Bon Jovi style hair. I don't know. It was just back in those days. And they always give it to me, and they always just randomly pull up that photo and keep walking around the house with it.
Yeah.
So they keep on top of it. And look, it's back. See, I was in fashion before they even knew it, man. So let's get down to business. So thank you very much for joining. Obviously, I like to have people on that can share their stories, especially people in our industry. So we'd like to hear your story, man. So let's start. Where do you want to start? Let's start with, so your business name, Walsh Civil and Haulage. Is that, I'm assuming that's your surname?
Last name, yeah. And then I have a passion for trucks, but obviously love driving machines and sort of wanted to incorporate that we do both. And yeah, that's where the name come from.
Very good. And like, is this been something that you've done since you were a kid? Like, was it run in the family, or is it something you just started on your own?
No, my old man's a boilermaker. And then I was obviously working for other people for a lot of years and decided I'd step out on my own and started subbing as just an operator, like subbing myself out as an operator to start your business. And then a year after that, I bought a truck and dog. And then 6 months after that, I bought another truck and dog. And then I realised there's no money in trucks. And I drive hired a grader. And the whole time when I was doing all that, I was still operating for someone else. Like, I didn't go and do it my own.
Oh, yeah.
So that I still had that cash revenue coming in.
Yep.
But, that's sort of where it all started. And went from there.
Yeah. So we'll get into it in a minute. We'll sort of ask you what equipment you've got and what you've had and stuff.
Yeah.
How did you learn to operate? Like, how did you actually start from scratch?
Well,
for all the people that haven't.
As I said, my old man was a boilermaker. So as like a young child, like, 10 and onwards, I'd go to work with him on the weekend. He'd have to weld up an excavator bucket or fix a crack in a loader boom or something. And I'd have to help him, be his TA. And then after that, I'd get to play on it for 10, 15, 20 minutes, go and dig into a stockpile or move it or park it back up. And I used to go just for that bit. I hated the welding part of it, but I'd get to jump in the machine, and that's all I wanted to do. Yeah, and then from there, while I was in high school, I'd go jump on people's machines for free on the weekend just to get me time up. Yeah.
That's a good one, because like a lot of people ask, how do I start out? And then that's one of the things I always say as well. Yeah, you're going to have to unfortunately try and get in somewhere for free until you get good enough, and then they can say, well, you know what, we'll start paying you. So no, that's it. I'm glad that you said the same thing. Yeah.
I think, I don't know, the rules these days make it a hell of a lot harder than back then, but now, like, yeah, giving young fellas chances, I think any chance you can get, push hard, and if you want to do it, jump on it, push for it, and you might get 5 minutes, and then next time you get 10 minutes, next time you get half an hour, then it's a day, a month, and you build your experience up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's how it is. That's how it goes. And most people have said the same sort of thing. And also, like, yeah, you touched on how it's getting a bit harder, because this is what I spoke to Precision Enviro about the other day. So James was saying the same thing. Like, we can't really blame the kids for everything, because it's just safety nowadays doesn't let you even bring a kid to site in your tipper or anything. You can't do anything anymore.
No, exactly. And not like if you had someone on your machine on a site and they got hurt, like you're gonna go, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yes.
So like
I
you
agree.
sort of have to employ them so that way they're covered by whatever work cover or whatever, and then put them on the machine. It's the only way to do
Yeah.
it, I think.
Yes, yeah, no, that's true. That is true. And then, like, even because a lot of guys learn a lot of stuff from the YouTube and watching videos and stuff. But
These
even that,
days,
like today, I was filming today and I got told off. Got told to stop filming. They didn't want me to film on site, and I'm like, if I can't film on site, how are people going to know anything anymore? You can't do anything.
yeah. I think,
Yeah,
like, obviously when I was a child, you didn't have those platforms. So I used to, like, there'd be new estates going in around home, and I'd be the kid hanging off the fence just watching everything work and what it's doing and what it does. And after school, I'd be down there every afternoon just watching the machines for hours until they parked up and went home.
yeah. And that's what a lot of us were like. And I still see that. Like when I do residential jobs, I see the mum walking past with a little kid in their hand or in a pram, and they're like, stop, 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 and they're screaming. They want to stop and watch.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the
Yeah.
poor mum standing there for an hour. Oh gosh, I've got to go.
Give them the wave with the bucket or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No.
No, they do. Yeah, kids still love it. I suppose we're all kids at heart. Even that's why we do it. I reckon half the time, because we're just playing with big toys, isn't it?
Toys just got bigger and more expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very true, man. Very true, very true. What's he saying? Ashton Lavering saying, "Where are you filming all their secrets? Which secrets?" uh, so yeah, so tell us a bit more. So you're in Queensland, near Bundaberg, is it?
In Bundaberg, so our depot's 40 k's east of Bundy, and we run out of here. But we've only just started working at home. Before that, we were, northwest, mid northwest Queensland, right down to Dubbo, New South Wales. Wherever the work is, we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I very rarely
yeah.
get to spend time at home.
So you're always on the road then, I suppose, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, always move.
Mm.
Well, as I said, last year and a bit we've been home, but before that it was never home. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do? What, you just live away from home, just stay at places and stuff and follow the jobs where they go, or how come it works out like that?
Yeah, like, so you get offered a job and you either find accommodation, or sometimes the contractor or the main contractor will supply accommodation. I bought a caravan, so I just tow that around with me and
Yeah.
live into that pretty much here and there. I have just go. I love it. I've been paid to see Australia. Like, if you put a
Yeah.
crosshair over of Australia, I build an airstrip right smack bang in the middle.
There you
Yeah,
go, man. You
that's
know
it.
what? I was talking to someone about this the other day, and they were saying how, it's a little bit quiet now, especially in Melbourne. And he was saying how he's been moved to like he does civil works, so he's
Yeah,
been like on subdivision, like with a grader actually. And he was saying they've moved him to like 2 hours away from his house. And he was like, you know what? Most guys will probably get upset with that, but he's like, same thing what you just said. He's like, you know what? I'll look at it as in, I'll go there, I'll live there for a bit. He'll probably stay in a caravan, same thing.
yeah.
And he goes, I'll get to check out the area a bit, and hopefully it won't be for too long. And then he goes, I'll come back. So he's like, yeah, you just got to see it as a positive, I suppose. Yeah.
That's it. And if you want it, it's there. Like, there's work over in Australia, and it's hard to get blokes that want to work away.
Yeah.
Or that
Yeah.
they want to have one, but
Yeah, it's true though. Yeah, a lot of guys here. We've got the Westgate Bridge in Melbourne. Everyone's like, I'm not working across the Westgate. I'm not going to the other side. And it's like, well, someone's the work's there. You got to go, man. Yeah, you got to go.
yeah.
Uh,
Especially when you
all
work for
right.
yourself, you can't pick and choose.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, you can to a point, but yeah, you're right. If you want to constantly work and get money. You just got sometimes you got to bite the bullet.
That's it.
All right. No, that's good. That's good. And I see so this business. How long have you started this for? Like this Walsh Civil?
We've been running. It'll be coming up 9 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little while. Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, still fairly young, still making mistakes left, right, and centre. But yeah, coming up 9 years I've been going for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's still like you say, still young, but also you still got some years in there that you've already got under your belt. So you've obviously learned heaps. And I see you've got I've seen a fair bit of equipment on your page.
Yeah.
On TikTok. So tell us what you started with. Yeah, let's go through what your first machine was and how you went from there.
As in what I bought or what I had?
Yeah.
So I started with a dry hire grader. Was my first machine, and dry hired it and got a contract for it, put it through, and nearly buried me doing that. I was sleeping in my car to make it work and to keep overheads down as low as possible, and yeah, so it was a 140M grader, and that's where it all started for me.
So
what?
Yeah, sorry. So I was going to cut you off then quickly before you go to the next point. Why did you end up dry hiring it? Just for people that are also looking at starting out, so they can learn as well. Like, why did you choose that option?
Risk management. So if I wasn't locked into, a 4-year contract to pay for something, it was once if the job finished early or you got off hired or something unforeseen happened, you just hand it back. There's zero risk. The reward is great, but there's definitely a lot less risk in it.
Yeah. No, true. And you're saying that it almost buried you. Is that because it got expenses got high, or what actually happened?
When you're first starting out, 30 and 40, 60-day contracts, you've got to front your fuel, all your normal living expenses, houses and food and all that type of stuff. And she's a hard slog for the first couple of years. When you're used to getting paid weekly, and then all of a sudden you're not getting paid, get paid monthly. You got to have a little bit saved up, and I thought I had enough, and I wasn't even close. Yeah.
I hear you, man. No, I think a lot of us probably end up getting some loans at the start, or borrowing against your house, or loaning from your parents or friends. There's always something involved, I think, at the start.
To get started. Yeah, usually. Yeah, I remember my first month, I had $50 left in my account. The graders cutting edges are on the moldboard. The fuel gauge has been on red for 3 hours that afternoon.
Yeah.
I went to bed that night and I'm like, she's done. I'm done. She's over.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning, my first check in the account. I was like, put a fresh tank of fuel in it, buy some cutting edges, and go back to it. But
yeah. And then there's $50 again in there. Yeah. No, I hear. No, it's good just so people can know why, because there are different options. Yeah, buying brand new, buying second hand, leasing, all those things. So it's good. It's good if people know what the different options are and how it affects your business.
And even down the finance road, you've got leasing options and chattel mortgages and all those different options that change all the dynamics on everything.
Yeah. All right. No, that's good. So you got the grader, and then after you finished with that hired one, what did you end up doing after that?
I purchased one. I went through Cat Finance and purchased an ex-council one. I had to wait 3 months for it to come in. Low hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had 5,000 hours on it when I got it. I had to put UTS and GPS on it.
Yeah.
It was just a maintenance grader, so it had no machine control. And so we went through Cat Finance, got that across the line, and so I've still got that grader now.
That's the one in your videos always. Yeah,
she's still working. She's up in Moranbah. I think it's got 13 or 14,000 hours on it now. It's still going strong.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, all right, cool. And I've seen you got some other stuff too. So you got I think you saw, was it a Western Star I saw for hauling and stuff and floating?
Moving all our gear around. Yeah, I've got a 4800 Western Star with a C15 in it. Last of the cat trucks.
Yeah.
Nice. So Caterpillar in it. I'm thirsty on fuel, but I love it. I love the sound of it.
Yeah. Is that a Road Ranger on that one?
Yeah, 18 speed in that. Yeah,
18. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How's your leg at the end of the day? Is it, or do you do it all clutchless?
I do a clutchless. I take off with a clutch. That's about it. Even if I'm on a hill, I won't even use a clutch to take off. I just let it roll
Yeah,
until
yeah,
it slips the gear and keep going. I
yeah,
actually had that thing. I was in peak hour traffic on the gateway, which is kind of like what's that big bridge in the middle down there?
yeah, yeah. The Westgate, yeah, yeah,
The Westgate peak hours, like gateways like that, and
yeah,
I shit a clutch. I couldn't, and everyone just kept jumping in front of me, and I couldn't select, like, I could change gears, but I couldn't stop, so I wouldn't be able to get it back in gear. Yeah, that
yeah,
was a very stressful time to get through peak hour traffic with no clutch.
yeah. Man, my one of my operators did something similar. I think a selector fork or something came out
Yep.
in the gearbox, so we could only go up to in the low range up to like up to the fourth gear or something in low range. So he had to drive it from, and it happened in the tunnel, so which is just after the Westgate, and he
Yep.
had to drive it through the tunnel over the Westgate, all in like low four, all the way, just full revs, and he was just like everyone was looking at him, beeping at him. He's like, "What can I do, man?" And I was
The
just like,
drivers down there
"Crawl,
aren't the
hey."
drivers down there aren't scared either. I come
Yeah,
over
I know.
that Westgate with a D7 on, with, like, a fair bit hanging over each side, and you look in your mirror and there's cars driving under the blade, and you're like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah,
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 just no
yeah.
fear.
People. I think it's oblivious, man. People just drive and don't think, man. They don't think about what can happen.
Yeah, you literally
Yeah,
look in the
it's
mirror and
funny.
there's this car, like, the cutting edge is 200 mil off their roof, and they're just driving in the lane like normal, and just righto, hold it straight.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's getting worse, man. When I was just driving, even today, I had a few close calls on the road. It's just getting worse, man. Very, very
Yeah.
bad. So, what do you say? Do you haul your own gear only, or do you also like float for other people?
No, we do float a little bit for other people if they need it, like helping friends out, and or if things are busy, if things aren't real busy with the machines, I'll jump on the float and go move gear. Done a few trips to Perth a couple of years ago. That was pretty cool, good experience. I've never
Geez,
gone that far.
long. That's a long haul, man.
It
Yeah,
was a good drive. I've done Alice Springs and Darwin plenty of times, but never Perth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We've got some guys making comments here on TikTok. Aussie grader operator. He's joined. He's joined. He's been saying you're a top bloke the whole time. Sorry, I didn't say that. I forgot you can't see it.
No, I
No,
can't.
he just said that the drive. Yeah, he's saying drivers don't give a shit anymore. He's saying, and then he said also when I said that we're like big kids, he said, yeah, we're just using real life Tonka trucks now.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So very true, man. Very true. Yeah, so I noticed you got that, and then I think I saw you had was it a Kenworth tipper and stuff, and
I,
something else, and a Hitachi, was it a 13?
I've got two 14 Hitachis, an old one that the first digger I've bought, and then we bought a new one 2 or 3 years ago. And then I have got a Kenworth tipper with a triaxle tag trailer and a combo on it. So I've got a 6 ton Hitachi and a T76 Bobcat on it as well. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, oh, I did see that one. Yeah, when you said you were just picking it up, I think
yeah.
the new beast or something. I can't remember.
Oh, no, my new beast, that's me Silverado.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah,
A Silverado. You got
picked up
one.
a little bit cute. Yeah. The ad just
Oh,
performance for.
nice. Bloody
Yeah.
hell. You know what? I think in Melbourne, like there's a couple of guys that I know that have them, and I always worry about the size. Like we've got just my Triton struggles to park somewhere, and I'm thinking where am I going to fit this Silverado if I get one, or a Ram or something. But people have still got them. Everyone's got them here too.
Just take up 2 car parks.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
can do. Because if you park between someone, they can't get in and you can't get in, so you're stuck just parking 2.
Yeah. Or end up being one of those guys that everyone talks about. Oh, that guy thinks he owns the road. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. And we've got someone on here. Who's that? Dan T. Dixon, is it? You're saying you saved his ass a few times?
Oh,
Dan
damn.
Dixon, is it?
He's a
Yeah,
good
there
fella,
you go.
Dan.
There
Yeah.
you go. So it's good. We've got a lot of people joined. A few shout outs there. True to Contracting, Jenna Troy. He's in WA. He's saying the 90 mile straight. Is that what you went on as well when you
Yeah.
went to Perth?
Yeah, well, I've done that. I went to Perth, come back, landed in Brisbane, got home. So Brisbane's 4 hours from my house.
Yeah.
Got back home, literally sat down, opened a beer, and I got a phone call saying, "You want to go back to Perth?" So I jumped back. I jumped back in the truck and went again.
Oh, man. You know, when I was younger, I used to always wish what I wanted to be was like a truckie on the road, going interstate and all that sort of stuff. And then I hear all these stories about how after a few trips you're over it, you don't want to do it anymore. You can't, you're in a rush all the time. It's not like, oh, you just go at your own time. You got to actually get there. You got what do you call it? Time frames and that.
I think it depends on the gig you're on. Like, I've done trips to the Territory road trains with 2 other blokes, and it's like the funnest trip you've ever had. Like, oh, you hungry? Yeah, pull up and we'll cook sausages on the side of the road, and like. But then you do get the ones where like you got to be in Sydney and you got to be there yesterday. You got to go, and like I either one doesn't bother me, but you do. I think you just got to take the good with the bad with trucking.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, true. And to have your rests and all that stuff. Someone's asking here, actually, Tilt Rotator Society has a good question. What's one of the biggest hurdles that you had to overcome growing your business? What was something that you had to like overcome that was a big hurdle?
I think I've got two growing pains that are still today. One was buying another grader and trying to get it work when you're not sitting on it, when your business name's built on your reputation. And graders are one of those things that they're a pound of flesh, so they want what they want, and if they don't get it, they don't want it. So I think that was a really big growing pain, like trying to get a second grader running. The other big growing pain is like you support, like it's really hard to find good support in business, good accountants,
Yeah.
get everything done on time, those type of things. And then I guess people too, like finding good operators and blokes that want to, help you get there. I think that's one of the things that I've struggled with the biggest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've done the old, we've grown and then shrunk and then grown and shrunk, and I sold gear, bought gear, sold gear because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's I think very common, man. Very common. If you listen to any of my podcasts, every guest says the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that your supporting networks have got to be good and they're hard to find. Yeah. Like I'm paying the nose for accountants at the moment and I'm still not impressed. Like
Yeah, there's nothing worse when you feel like you got to tell them what to do, and you're giving them suggestions, and you're like, hang on a minute, I'm paying you to tell me what to do. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It happens a lot, man. It happens, and then you feel like, oh, I'll move to another accountant, but then it could be the same crap. So it's like, oh, I'll just stick with what I know, who I know.
I moved 3 times in 12 months because I had the ATO up my ribs, like taking me to court because nothing was lodged. Like that's how bad it was a couple of years ago. Like I thought I was going to lose a lot. And
jeez,
found these accountants that helped me out of it now, but even then it was a push and getting like the ATO was taking me to court because none of my basses were lodged. I'm sitting here paying this accountant money and not hearing anything. I'm like, oh, everything must be kosher. Like I haven't got a bill for a while, so maybe if they just leveled everything out, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, bang, you come to court. And it's like, what for? But they're not liable for any of that at all. It's all on you. Like you cop it.
Yeah. Well, I had an accountant tell me that it's all basically a trust-based system. So the ATO just trusts that you're giving them all the correct information, and that's it. So, if your accountant is just telling them nothing, like what you say, or if he doesn't even feed them anything, they think nothing's happening. So, what did you do to overcome that? How did you fix that for anyone that might have the same situation?
I found a really good solicitor, like a really good one. And some good accountants that they were good, but I had to push. Like I'm in ringing them nearly every day saying, I need this done, I need it done, like get it done, to the point where I was flying to Sydney to help them get it done. We went to court and I got out of it in the end, and it could have been a percentage of this and that, and it would worked out like $250,000 fine, and my solicitor ended up getting it to $20,000 fine, so we just paid it outright, walked away. I'm like, thank fuck for that. Yeah. I think it was more luck than, and that's simply someone you're paying to do a job that hasn't done it.
Yeah. So probably a lesson. What lesson did you learn from that, you reckon?
Just keep on to everyone around you, like keep pushing. Like if you haven't seen it come in, ask. Yeah. As long as even like Cruisey has like, oh, they'll do it. Yeah, no, it's all good. We'll sort it out later. Oh yeah, sweet, everything's okay. And then no, you learn it comes back to bite you in the ass in the end.
Yeah, you definitely always have to follow up on things. It's like your workers and that, I suppose, as well. Yeah, like if you leave them on job sites too long without going there and checking up on them, you never know what you're going to come back to.
True. True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's good. That's really good advice for people. So anyone that has or is depending on their accountants and stuff, just make sure that you are following up with them. So as you can see, you know, you don't want to end up in court and stuff as well because
I've been there.
it's
It's
just
not
a
fun.
big headache, big headache. And Tilt Rotator Society is saying, yeah, hound your service providers until they do what you want. Yeah, exactly,
100%.
man.
As it, yeah, like you're paying them to do a job, hammer them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now, I always say that. My wife tells me sometimes you got to be more like your mum because my mum's like, if someone promised something, they're going to do it. And she'll ring him, mate. If she checks her receipt when she gets home and Woolies has ripped her off 5 cents for something, she'll drive all the way back to Woolies and say, I want my 5 cents back.
Yeah.
And my wife always says, you got to be more like your mum. Just get on top of it and tell them. Bloody hell. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. No, that's good. Well, so what about employees? While we're on that topic, yeah. What have you got? Have you got employees now?
I do. I've got 3 full-time at the moment, and a couple of boys that come help me out on ABN here and there. When I need someone extra, they float between, or they might be FIFOing out of the mines and they might have a week off and I've got a bit of extra work, so they'll come jump on and help me out. We were this time last year we had 9 going, 2 big contracts, and I think I burnt out. Like it just stressed the hell out of it. Like it was just too much.
Yeah.
And we sort of just dwindled back down to where we are now, and it's a lot less stress. So yeah, no, just the 3 full timers and me, and yeah.
Yeah. So what do you find it easier to have the guys on ABN and just subbing in so you can just bring them when you need them, or what do you prefer?
I
What do you out of the 2
prefer,
full time?
I prefer ABN. Like it's you got to be careful with it because you can like there's a lot of rules and regulations behind it that you've got to know, otherwise you can come unstuck.
Yeah.
Um, the and like I pay wages, like we pay above what the average, like look after everyone, and yeah, even on like ABN, it's a better tax write off for a business. From a business perspective, it's a lot better situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. That is true. I suppose it's just it's like getting someone from an agency and that, but you're just doing it yourself, I suppose, instead of going through the agency.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think if you've got a good network base of good blokes, and it just makes life easy, especially because a lot of them are positioning themselves to step out and buy their own gear and do those things too. So having that ABN run and showing positive trading, because you've got very low overhead, so obviously everything you make looks like profit on paper. So when you go to buy a machine, it all looks kosher, and they'll give you the money, not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. What type of work do you mainly do? So what's the main type of work that you do?
Like roadworks, pavements, overtaken lane extensions, whole new greenfields roads, a lot of pavement work, gravels, and that we turn our hand to most things, but yeah, I think gravels and pavements is probably what we do best. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed a lot of your videos are on the grader, yeah, doing a lot of road stuff.
road stuff.
Um,
Yeah, and that's sort of where it's our bread and butter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What machine do you spend the most time in?
Um, Probably 50. Well, since I've got the John Deere, I spend probably most of my time in that. Um, and I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it. I don't think it's a bad machine at all. I know it's got plenty of power. Between the John Deere and the Western Star, probably my 2 machines I spend the most in. I still jump in the diggers on a weekend and here and there if the
Yeah,
boys need time off or whatever. But yeah, I think
yeah,
definitely the grader's probably the most I spend my time in.
yeah. And which one's your favorite? Like, if you had to sit in one more than any other one, what would be your favorite?
I got mates that are staunch John Deere. I got mates that are staunch Caterpillar. Me, it doesn't bother me, honestly. Like
Yeah,
they've both got their pros and cons. They're both good machines. I think ergonomics, and I've spent a lot more time in a cat. Like if someone held a gun to my head and said pick, I'd probably pick a 140. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now I did see. So in a lot of your videos, you're always giving like advice on the grader and stuff like that. That's the one I see more often.
Yeah.
How to use the grader, how to use the GPS and all that, and the Trimble and whatever else and other stuff that you have.
Totally.
So you're giving people good advice in that. What made you do that? Is that something you just sort of doing just by yourself?
So when I first started my TikTok, there was no. I'll step back. I was dating someone that spent that much time on her phone. I was like, "You want to watch something? I'm going to get a heap of followers and I'll show you." Anyway, that was the byproduct. And then when I started
Yeah.
throwing videos up, I'd get like a lot of younger fellas like, "Oh, I've just started in a grader and I'm having trouble with this, or I'm doing that, or this isn't working, or my GPS isn't doing the wrong screens on there, or something." And so I used to try and type it back to them. Now, grade 3 was the best 5 years of my life, so I struggled to write, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just do a reply video. It's easier." And that's sort of where it took off. And then, you get another question, and just keep replying. And that's sort of how it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Someone's
Yeah.
asking, Jenna Troy saying, are you a Trimble or a Topcon user? What do you prefer?
I've used Trimble for the last like 15 years straight, and we just got our first Topcon UTS system. So
Oh, you changed.
I haven't used it yet, but
Yeah.
So I can't give an honest opinion on that until I use that.
Yeah. Yeah. So for now, Trimble's the main thing to use, yeah?
But not Earthworks. I can't use Earthworks. I feel like the old fellow with the pegs when it comes to Earthworks. It's like, nah.
Yeah, true, man, true. Yeah, a lot of people still like that. Look, I'm still like that. I'm still very old school, the old string lines
Yeah.
and the old dumpy and that. So, yeah,
I
I
learned that
do
way.
like.
Like, I learned trimming the pegs in a digger. I learned trimming the pegs in a grader. Like, boys run with strings behind you and all that. I can do it. I'm slow at it now. Like, I had to do it not long ago, and I'm slow. But yeah, I think it's because I've been just so spoiled with having live heights in front of me 24/7. Whenever you, gosh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You know what? It's yeah, dogs, man. I've got mine over there. I was thinking mine might start barking because it's starting to rain. Like if it thunders, he's going to start as well. But
he was
he
sitting
hasn't
there
started yet.
sleeping, little shit, and I don't know what. Don't mind Dashy.
Ah, all good, man. You can't predict everything. What about while we're on this? Oh, hang on, someone's saying something here.
What?
Where'd he go? He's got to get his dog. You go grab him if you want. Up to you.
Nah, he's alright. He'll come back now.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, it's saying that Trimble rocks. They got a good user interface, and then Jenna Troy saying Earthworks is awesome. Yeah. 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 Sorry, you going to say something?
Yeah. I'm not that I hate Earthworks. I just haven't used it. I've used it for probably 30 hours, so I haven't got my head around it yet.
You know what? It's good that you say that you don't use it because a lot of guys would just say, "Yeah, I use all that stuff," but it's honest. Yeah, you don't use it, and I'm like that too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've actually, if someone said to me, "What system would you buy?" From business perspective, we've got Leica on our diggers, and we love it. Like it's cheaper, but it does everything. But I believe it does everything Earthworks does, and we love Leica. Like Sarah Kennedy helped us out and threw it on a few machines, and it's been good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure Moba. I saw Moba jump on before. I'm sure he's going to hit you up in a minute. Where is he? He hasn't commented yet. I'm surprised. Moba will come on in a sec. Don't worry. I'm sure he'll fire up.
I've never used this. I can't comment. Like, until I've used something, I'll give an honest opinion on something I've used.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I noticed on some of your latest videos that people have been giving you crap about not being able to get close to the curb and that. How did all that start? What happened there?
I think it's just TikTok and 99 times out of 100, when you click on them, they've posted nothing. Like they've got nothing to show or share. Yeah. And they just, I don't know. I think they just do it for a rise. Yeah. Like I know I've got big shoulders. I'll take it, and I usually give a little bit back, and most of the time I'll ignore it for a bit until I get 4 or 5 comments, and then I'll be like, "No, Buggy, I'm going to feed it to you now."
Yes.
But,
yeah. It happens, man. I know because I've had guys do that. Like I had a video where I was in my track loader in the cat posi track or track loader. I keep saying posi. I got to keep saying track loader. I can't. It's just posi comes out.
No, posi.
I was in my. They're always posies, aren't they? Everyone corrects me. It's a track loader.
I had an SV and I got a Bobcat now, and I still call it a posi.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Same. Everyone I talk to says posi, but people always correct me. Anyway, so I had my my cat track loader, and I was spreading crushed rock and that. And so I did a video and said, "Oh, this is how I spread it." And then everyone's like, Oh, then everyone was like, oh, that's not how you do it. Then I had some guy, you can always tell a shit operator, and I was like, who's this guy? So the same thing, I researched him. He's got no post or anything, and I was like, nah. And then he said something on another post, and I was like, nah, stuff this, man. So I had
Yeah,
to do,
give it back.
but yeah, I had to give it back. Same as you, man. I was like, all right, usually I'll let it go, but this guy's pissing me off. Yeah. Oh man, did a thumb just come up on the screen? It did, yeah.
It, something on mine said something about ISO thumb something, and I couldn't really read it.
Yeah, because I went like that, and a thumb came up.
Come
I don't
on,
know what happened. Anyway,
something about
oh well.
ISO.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, good on you. Oh, it happened again. Look, it's doing it again. I don't know. Technology, man, technology. So Nick Fielding is saying, as I've driven a ride-on mower once, can I have a job? Yeah.
Nick's an
Oh,
old
Nick.
friend.
Hey.
Nick's an old time friend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everyone's going to jump on and give each other crap now.
Good, but
And then Aussie Grader operator was saying, I stir up Azza all the time with Komatsu Grader versus John Deere. Oh, there
I've
you go.
never driven a Komatsu, but I had a mentor of mine, like Johnny Watson. He taught me a lot, like when I first got integrator, and he always said nothing trims like a Komatsu. He reckons they got the
Yeah,
smoothest hydraulics out of all the machines. And as I said, I haven't been in one, so I can't vouch, but that was something he always said to me. So I've always had that little bit of respect for Komatsu graders.
yeah. Even you know what? Even the machines, man. Every time I've jumped in the Komatsu, they are very smooth, man. Even
Oh,
in the
they're big.
excavators,
Yeah,
yeah, they are.
they're big as a
They're
runner.
very, yeah, yeah. They're smooth.
Yeah.
They're smooth. Have you ever used one? Have you jumped in them?
So I cut my teeth on Komatsu diggers. Like, so for the first probably 5 or 6 years of my operating, I was always on, I had PC 220s, PC 200s, 300s, 350s for other companies. And I had a brand new PC 220, which is probably still today my favorite digger because I put like 4,000 hours on it. Um, but yeah, I always have loved Komatsu as for a machine. Like, even their loaders are pretty good
Yep.
compared to a cat loader. I think a cat loader feels cumbersome and slow, and whereas a Komatsu loader feels lighter and quicker, in my opinion. Like, these are only my opinions.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, obviously, if you've used them and you can see the difference in that, then that's a valid opinion, man.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Now, what's happening here? Benji Boy is saying, ask Azza if he knows about the Torben Lee job happening.
I
That's what
do.
he's on. A
I'll tell you,
Torben Lee?
just down the road from me. It's about 40 minutes south of me.
Oh, yeah.
Delta,
There you go.
old Delta Group come up from down your way, and they're running it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was going to be my other question, man. So are you born and bred up there, like up in Queensland there?
I was born western suburbs of Sydney, and
Yep.
as I said, my man was a boilie, and he'd do everything from shipyards to building silos and we used to follow him around. So I always moved as a kid too. Like, I don't know how many primary schools I had more fingers. I've got less fingers and toes than primary schools I went to, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, always moving, always seeing Australia from Cairns, Townsville, sunny coast, and back to here. But I have
Ah,
been here for probably 6, 7 years now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and are you noticing that's what I was going to get to is are you noticing a lot of guys coming up from Victoria, all the Mexicans coming up?
Mexicans, not so much up here. Definitely Gold Coast, Sunny Coast, Harvey Bay. There's a lot of like retirees coming because Harvey Bay is just full of retirement villages, which is good for us. We pick up a lot of work from them. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, not so much Bundy, but definitely further south than us. There's lots. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, I noticed because even I had a couple of guests on recently, like Simonic, Earthworks, and that he's moved up, and heaps of guys I talked to are moving up there.
Yeah.
And there's talk. I just saw an article recently saying that Queensland is bracing itself for a massive influx of workers, and there's all these new Olympic Games things happening, and all
Yeah.
this stuff coming up, all this new infrastructure and that. So you might,
It's going
I
to be
got a
huge.
feeling, yeah, you're going to get a lot of people coming up, I reckon.
I want them to all keep in Brisbane and down there, and I'll just clean up all the stuff that they don't want to do anymore. I'll just keep picking up the outside bits.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, no, I reckon there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot coming up. Because actually in Melbourne it's pretty dead, man. So I reckon, and I've heard a lot of guys talking about possibly going up there just to get some work
Yeah.
and until it improves, you know.
I got a couple of mates down that way that are, yeah, and to speak to them, and they've pushed up, and they've branched out into different, completely different areas than they were doing. Like, they've gone agriculture and like converted machines more for that type of thing. And look, you've got to do what you got to do. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, that
yeah,
Melbourne has, since some of the big projects are wound up, I think it's got quiet. Yeah.
yeah. Definitely, man. Definitely. Benji Boy is asking, what do you prefer, cat or deer joystick grader controls?
Never driven a Deer joystick, so I have the GP controls in mine, which is like the H brought down to little toggles. So I have never
Ah,
used that. Watching a tutorial video on the John Deere, I think it'd confuse the hell out of me because they're so close to a cat, just slightly different. So some
yeah,
of the things that are on your right hand in a cat are on your left hand in a John Deere joystick, and I think that would take me a bit to get used to. Yeah, like
yeah,
I can't operate a
yeah.
foot control bobcat. Like I
Oh,
cannot do it.
oh, don't,
I
don't,
cannot.
nah, I'm retarded on that. I can't. I've got no idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah.
guys that watch me in my posse, and then say to me, "Can you jump on that? The foot control machine?" They just look at me and go, "What the hell? Yeah, how can you
This,
be so good in that, but
they said
not in that?"
this bloke can operate. They said that, and it's like, man, not in
Yeah,
this.
yeah, no, no, no. They're like, "All
It's
right,
like
get out." Yeah, yeah.
swapping Digga tobacco control. Like it takes you half a day to get used to it.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad. Yeah. Well, I was talking to someone about that the other day. I was saying how my operators used to stir me up always, and when we used to work on the machines on rain days, they'd swap it over to backhoe mode, and then like, they'd be watching me. They record me, and they go, "Yeah, we're finished. Can you move it?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'll go over and start moving, and they just watch me going, swearing, going, "What's going on here?" Yeah. Everything's backwards. Oh man.
But
I
I
wanted
do
to
it.
ask you before. Oh,
You're right.
sorry. Say again.
You're right. No, you go.
Yeah, no, I was going to
That's
say I
all.
noticed that your hat. I really like
Yeah.
your hat. Is that the one that's got your? Is that your combo on the brim? The
Yeah.
one that you wear in your videos. Is is that your actual truck on there?
Yeah. So that's my 104,
Yeah.
and that was a cat bobby in the back, and then get a lot in the 14 tonner on the tag trailer.
There you go. I noticed that in all your videos. That is a bloody good idea. So for anyone that's listening and not watching, he's got a hat with his actual tip truck in there, and the tag along is that what you want to call it, or plant trailer?
Tag trailer.
With the 13. Is that a 13 on there? You say?
Yeah, 135 Hitachi.
Yeah, and the cat posse is it a cat one? You say?
Yeah, it is a cat. Yeah, it was a dry hide machine.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
never owned a cat posse.
there you go. So that hat, did you get that made, or did someone make it for you, or?
CTC. So I just sent them in my logo and what I wanted and a couple of pictures, and they made it up for me. And yeah, I've got to do another order like that. Yeah, that's why it's on the shelf. That was the one I used to wear. That's why it's all sweaty and yuck.
Yeah.
But it was the last one, so it's still sitting there.
There you go. Oh, when Benji boy saying that you sent one out to him.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did. When I got them, I ordered 100, and a few people wanted them, and I said, "Well, send me your addresses. I'll send them out." Like I didn't want nothing for them. I was surprised so many people wanted to wear my hat. Like it was like a wow.
it's like a trophy. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's a
was like
trophy, mate.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. Good. That's a good sign then. He's actually Benji's got a good question. Actually, he's saying, "Have you ever used carbide tips on the grader instead of cutting edges?" Um,
I haven't used carbide tips, so they're like your clip in, like a profile of what a profile's got on them, so you can
oh
change
yeah.
the tips themselves. I've used combs, so like a perforated set of edges, which I'm not a fan of. I find it leaves lamination behind it. It lets too much fines fall out the back, and you end up with like a layer on top. So when the smooth drum hits it, it you can literally kick it off. Like it doesn't seal. So if you get an inspector come along, rub their foot on it, it's just going to peel off and then rip her up, do her again, bruh.
Oh, oh no. Yeah.
I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of. There was a fella who's he'd been driving graders probably since I was in nappies. He's the only bloke I know that can trim with combs on, and he's tried to teach me, and I can't pick it up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something you might have to practice on it. Yeah, there you go. Something to learn. We're always learning. We're always learning something.
Always learning.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, no, good question, man. Good question. And Tilt Rotator Society, sorry he left earlier, but I wanted to say thank you for a couple of good questions he gave as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, man. Very good. So, how did you go through COVID? How did COVID affect your business?
Oh, it was scary times. I don't know. It was definitely different. Because we were based in Queensland, and all my boys were from Queensland. Yet we had work in New South Wales, so we had constant border closures, and boys couldn't get home. So then they're getting homesick and stuff. You know, I had a lot of blokes leave her, and there was definitely no hard feelings. Like I understood.
Yeah,
Because you just didn't know when the next time you're going to get home. You could apply for a border pass one day and then couldn't get it the next, and this and that. And yeah, we did actually find a way around the back a bit further west that was through a creek and around here and over there, so we could make it happen. But yeah,
yeah,
COVID didn't really affect the businesses, like the business side of things, but the blokes and the personal lives things, it definitely made some. Yeah, it made it hard. Yeah, we
yeah,
were still working
yeah.
pretty hard, this essential workers type thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were still busy. Like I found that we still had heaps of work, but it was just the fact that yeah we're losing people, especially if they had to cross borders. I remember there was a stage where on the operators' Facebook page, people were saying, "Hey, let's swap operators because my operator can't cross." You know, and they're like, "We're regional, so my operator's in Metro. Can he take him and I'll take yours?" You know, people were swapping.
I thought about that years ago driving, and you're thinking, how many people are going that way to drive a digger, and I'm going that way to drive a digger? Like if there was like a website, you could be like, I'll swap it. So everyone's like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but
yeah,
it's definitely yeah. You had to
yeah,
do what you had to do, especially in those times.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, a lot of people were doing that back then. Yeah, yeah. Uh, A quick one. So obviously you love this work. So obviously you love what you're doing. If you couldn't do this, just say you couldn't do this job, earth moving, what else would you be doing? What else?
That
What
was
else would be your
the
next
easiest
thing?
easiest question in the world. I'd be mustering those R22 choppers chasing cattle.
Yeah.
100%. That's like my
There
next. That's like a dream job. Like I want to get my chopper license and go and chase cattle in a chopper. Yeah.
yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I only saw it once in real life. Like we took my kids up and my wife in the caravan. We went up to Ely Beach,
Mm.
and we were working our way back down towards Victoria. And I think it was somewhere near Rockhampton or Mackay or somewhere like that. We were out in like on the highway somewhere, and we pulled up because there was like thousands and thousands of cows crossing the road.
Yeah.
And they had guys on motorbikes and all with the cowboy hats, and then my kids were like, "Oh, there's cowboys!" They were wrapped. And then they had a chopper going, and the guy came up and he goes, "I'm sorry, guys," because there was a whole line of cars. And he goes, "Sorry, guys, we're going to be at least 10, 15 minutes because we've got our whole
The
herd
whole
coming.
mob. Yeah.
The whole mob's coming." And he goes, "Just hang around." And he goes, "Oh," and then my wife goes, "Oh, who's that in the chopper?" And he goes, "Oh, that's my son. I'm teaching him how to use it." And he was only young. He's only a young guy. And he's up in there and he's swooping down at him. And I was like,
Yeah.
"That's sick. I'd love to do that."
Oh,
Yeah.
it is the best adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
I do
go. A
it
bit
every
like
day.
Yellowstone. Yeah. Did you watch
I
Yellowstone?
have
I guarantee
watched
you watched
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
I have watched
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think everyone has.
I think I
Oh, that's
like
cool,
that
man.
that Landman better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Landman. I started watching a few things. I watched Yellowstone, then I watched 1883, then 1920, all the other ones, and I was like,
All the other ones.
yeah, I had to I stopped. I think I stopped on the one after. Which one was the one with the girl in it when she was
That was
she went with the Indians?
it was 1883.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then I started watching the next one, 1920, whatever, and then
Yeah.
I got after a few episodes, I was like, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool watching that stuff. Yeah, that's amazing, amazing. Okay, so that's what you would do. Yeah. What anything else that you would do apart from that?
That's
Or was that the
pretty.
main thing?
I don't know. Just all I wanted to do was drive a digger when I was younger, and then I watched a phenomenal grader driver named Nick Williams. I was pulling batters in a 20 tonner, and watched this bloke on a grader and was like, I didn't know a grader could do that. Like that's unreal. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do next. That's it. That's me. And so I set that goal, and now it's chopper. I'm going to get my chopper license. That's my next thing.
There you
Yeah.
go. Good, man. Yeah, do it. Why not? You know what? You live once, just do it, man.
That's it.
There's a guy called Emil. He owns the NGU real estate offices and that in Queensland. He does a lot of stuff on the internet. You see heaps of him. But he always says that the triggers, when you're born, the trigger's already pulled. And he goes, now it's just a matter of when the bullet's going to hit. So
That's it.
do what you can, man.
Just make it
Enjoy.
happen.
You know? Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
really good. He's really good at that. Speaking of that, so Sam C from New Zealand, there you go. I watch him as well on TikTok. He's saying any advice for young grader operators trying to get better? Yeah, what? Any advice for young grader operators?
I think, don't think it's just about operating. There is so much to driving a grader. You've got to be a part soil tester. You've got to take an interest in it. You've got to understand your moisture contents, your moisture curves, your compaction ratios, all that. Then you got the other side. You got to be part surveyor. You got to know how to set up, make sure you benched out right, work out how a total station works to get the best use out of it on a setup to get good numbers to trim, because a surveyor can set up off the same points with their jigger on the other side of the road, and you can get a 10 mil difference. And then when you're playing with a 15 mil tolerance, you know what I mean? Like there's that much. Driving a grader is 1/3 of the problem. The other
Yeah,
third being a surveyor, the other third's being a soil tester. And whether you're using machine guidance or not, all those things still come into play. And if you're doing it
yeah,
freehand, you don't have live numbers, you've got a bloke running with strings, it's even harder. Like that, the machine control part becomes a bit, the operating part becomes a little bit more, but you still got to take an interest in all those things. Don't just take an interest in driving the grader.
yeah,
Like I used to
yeah,
be on big jobs, and on wet days when we couldn't drive a grader, I'd go in the lab with the soil testers and ask them how everything worked.
yeah,
Because I had an interest in what I was doing, and I want to know why the hell my subgrade just failed. Why did it fail? And they'd explain it to me and be like, "Oh, that makes sense, Friday." You know, like,
yeah,
and there's just that many variances to it. You have to be over all of it to get, like, the stress to get, say, one piece of pavement to pass. You've got to keep a supervisor happy, do it in a reasonable amount of time. You've got to keep a surveyor happy to get it, the heights have got to pick up right. Now you've got to keep a soil tester happy to get your test to pass. You've also got to keep an inspector happy with the finish on the surface, and then you got to do all the safety aspects as well. Like
yeah,
it is a very, very, if you can't handle high stress, don't try and pick a grader to drive. Like you've got to have a pretty cool head on your shoulders, and even I still dip it. Yeah.
yeah. And also don't forget, I suppose guiding all the trucks and getting them to spread it out correctly and where you want it, isn't
I
it?
was only having this conversation with a bloke. He's been driving for 2 years. We're having a conversation last night, and he was saying about, just truck drivers and this and that. And I was like, I find dealing it with sarcasm works the best. Like, they'll come in and they'll completely leave a huge gap, and then they'll run out a bit, leave a big pile. And the next time they come in, like, oh, how do you want this one? I was like, oh, just leave a gap and big pile at the end. Oh, you don't ask for much. It's like, well, it's what you did last time.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, righto. It was like, yeah.
Yeah, because I hear it, man. I hear it on the radio all the time. Like, yeah, I said, fucking put it over here, not there. And then they'll start yelling at each other.
And we've got a 10 to 9.8 long meter machine, and you're working in a corridor 3.5 meters wide. You can't turn them around real easy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, and then trying to push theirs out and get a truck to fill that up, and then you've got a huge lump. Like, I think, the other thing
yeah,
is bad. Like, it takes a 5-second lapse in someone's concentration can take you all day to fix, and people wonder why grad drivers are angry. It's like, because you didn't think, and now I've got to fix it. Yeah.
yeah. That's the same as me. Like, I never knew how important it was. But like, for instance, if you're doing a 1 kilometer road or something, and you get it off grade by 10 mil across that whole surface, that's a lot of material that you've either lost or you've added on for nothing, and someone's not going to be happy. Yeah, somebody's not going to
That's
be happy with that.
your engineer's going to be up your ribs. Like
Yeah,
I remember years ago, I done a car park and we played the tolerance game. We went top of tolerance on subgrade, top of tolerance on our 2.5 or your SMZ layer in New South Wales. Everyone's got different terminologies, and then we got 2.3, 2.1, and we played the tolerance game, top, bottom. And that car park alone saved $230,000 in gravel. Just
there you go,
playing
man.
the
So you
tolerance
can,
game.
yeah, you can make or break a project, I suppose, isn't it,
I
as a
think
grader operator?
exactly. Yeah, but yeah. They either make money or they lose money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's one of your pet hates? Yeah, so we talked about truckies just then, I suppose. What's one of the other pet hates?
Pet hates. I don't know. When I was younger, I probably had 1,000. Now I can, like, even like, you get your water carts. Like, I learn a water cart. A good water cart driver will make your life easy. They
Yeah,
understand that even if you're in a paddock or you're on a road and there's one tree with a shady spot in your mix, and they understand just to speed up a little bit as their sprays hit that, just to keep the water consistent. That type of
Yeah.
thing is just unheard of these days, and that makes your life easier. Or your ends get real wet, so you want to turn your sprays off as you mix, and turn your sprays off earlier and earlier, and turn them on later and later at each end. So that way it's all consistent. That way when you lay it out, she's all the same moisture. Because I can guarantee 9 times out of 10, you'll lay it out and you'll have a big soft spot at the start and a big soft spot at the end,
Yeah.
and you got to dig it back out and mix it, put it back down again, and it's because of that. But as you
Yeah.
get more experience in a grader, you learn to carry more material at the start and carry more material at the end and less in the middle, so that you can compensate for the water cart.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
So much more than I thought. Because to be honest, I've never operated one, and I see the graders going up and down. I've jumped on a roller sometimes, and they've asked me, "Can you quickly jump on the roller?" Or with the 5-tonner, can you just grab that last bit in the bit where they can't grab, all the leftovers? Yeah, pull it out. And that's about it. So, but I've never actually been involved. And I've seen guys walking with the shovels, cleaning the curb behind them and stuff, but I never really actually sat in one. And I always think, man, that must be so important, because you need to have the perfect team. Like everything just has to run perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. And very rarely you'll get, it all to work perfect, but you just adapt. You have to. You adapt in the middle and work with what you got. And, most of the time, blokes are good blokes. They just don't have the experience, and you try and teach them the best you can, but you don't pick it up in 5 minutes. It's years of experience. Some of the best water carts I've driven with them, they're old grader drivers that have given up driving graders. Now they want to drive water carts.
Yeah.
And they're the best.
Yeah. Because they already know. Yeah, exactly. Sam C in New Zealand is saying roller driver will make or break you as well. Yeah, that's true. So
A good roller driver will make a basic grader driver look great, or a good grader driver look shit. Like, that's just
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know why, because I had a mate that was saying to me, like, "Oh, if you're not going to be using machines as much and that, do you want to jump on my grader?" Because he's trying to form a team, and he goes, "I want to have the perfect team." Now I know what he means. He's probably thinking what you're saying. He wants somebody that's going to be good in the grader, someone that's good in the water cart, someone good in the roller. Is that you reckon that's what it is?
100%. Yeah. And if you can get it like all rounders, there is a lot to it. It's not driving the graders. It's not the hard bit. It's all the other bits that come to it that you get the blame for. When everything goes pear shaped, I can guarantee when you're pulled in an office and an engineer's screaming at you because his project's over budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. So now I know why. Because I remember even sometimes they used to yell at me, "You've parked your bloody machine right in front of the total station." Or yeah.
Look, it doesn't matter. Yeah. There could be a huge paddock and someone's always going to park in front of it. That's just a guarantee. Yeah. No one knows any better.
Yeah. No, it happened to me every time, man. I park the tipper there, or park something, and then the next minute I hear the radio, "Can you move your freaking truck or move this?" Man. What's the Aussie grader operator saying? It's hard because water cart is boring to most operators and they leave, so you need to teach another one. Yeah, I suppose it would be. Yeah, it'd be boring.
He's spot on. Spot on. They come, they get, and then they're just like, I don't want to do this. This is boring.
Yeah. Even my father-in-law, he's retired, and he was like, maybe I should just go and do like a water cart driving thing, and I was like, nah, I don't think you'll like it, man. You'll probably do it for a bit and then go,
Two different types of people. Like just wetting haul roads and keeping the site damp, fair enough. Turn sprays on, turn sprays off. But yeah, when it comes to like mixing gravels and things, there is a lot to it. And the same thing, it'll make someone's life easier or a whole lot harder, but you learn to deal with it.
Yeah. No, that's good, because I know a lot about excavators and trucks and that, but I didn't know much about graders. So it's good that you're actually clarifying a few things. Oh, we've got graders official just joined. Speaking of graders, is perfect timing. You just missed our whole conversation.
He stole one of my video years ago. Well, someone sent it to me, and I was like, "Hey, that's me."
Hey, bloody graders official! I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't believe it. We'll have to get him on here. One day we'll get you on here as well, graders official. Actually, I think he was on the other podcast with the other guys. I'm pretty sure he was. He's saying too late. Yeah, you missed the conversation. We are just saying how critical it is to have a good team. Like as a grader operator, it's not just your grader that counts. Yeah, so you actually got to have a good water cart, roller. All the other team has to be good as well, and the truck drivers that are delivering it, and the GPS has to be set right. There's just so many variables. Yeah, he was saying he was on dirt and all. That's right. My competition.
Your competition.
Yeah. Great as official. You'll have to come on the real podcast now, man.
100% self-sufficient workforce. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's it, man. That's it.
No.
No, very good, man. It's been a really good chat. If while I'm thinking of my questions, if anyone else wants to ask a question, yeah, go ahead because I think I've pretty much asked everything I need. You're obviously doing a lot of stuff on TikTok and that. Does that help your business? How you finding the socials? Are they actually helping you get more work or not really?
Helps my ego. The it. I've thrown up some job ads on there, like especially when I've got an opportunity and I've got a company that's willing. I say, look, I can't get anyone, but I'm willing to throw a younger fella on and give him a chance, and I'll mentor him. And I've had a few companies go, yeah, sweet, do it. And so throw it up on there, like looking for someone green or with minimal experience to have a crack. And then you put your email up and you get these young fellas, they're keen. And you just get bombarded. And it's so hard to pick someone. So you pretty much just like scroll through and be like, that one, give him a go. Like, and I've had some great, like, really good young fellas come through and great attitudes and great skill levels, and they've hung around for a bit, and then they get to a certain point, and then obviously when they learn, you can't pay them top dollar. But as soon as they get to that point, like a little bit better, and they're like straight gone, and yeah, good on them. Like everyone's out looking after number one. I get that. But yeah, so when you get the chance, I try and train up again. Give as many young fellas a chance as you can.
Yeah. I reckon that's what it is. You got to try and get someone and mold them from the start, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Very good. Yeah, because a lot of people use the social media, and they say that a lot of guys say they don't actually gain like a specific job out of it, but they just keep in people's minds. Like people always remember and like, oh, there's Azal. That's it.
Well, I've paid into all those different plant hire thing. Like there's a lot the subscription fee. This subscription. I've never ever made a cent off any of them.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's a phone call to a supervisor or a mate, or I was chasing a grader here. Give this bloke a call, and your network base just grows and grows and grows. And it's the only way I've ever got work, honestly. Yeah. It's all word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Your relationships, how good you are, how you were at the last job.
The product you produced, and I always say that, like, you get these blokes that have got the mentality that more delays, more pays, and it's like, I don't have that mentality. I have get this one done, get it done right, and get to the next one before some other bloke gets it. And I've ran like that. Even when I was an employee, that was how I worked. Get it done once, get it done right, and get in and get out.
Yeah, that's right, and they'll keep calling you. Once they realise, they'll be like, hey, you know what? We need Azza back, or Walsh Civil,
whatever.
That's right,
whoever it is, they done a great job. They pulled, they were quicker than we expected. Blah blah, And first thing I always ask is, what's your program? What's your program? And is it realistic? If it's a realistic program, sweet, I'll smash it, no problems. If it's not realistic, I'll say to them, I'll try my hardest, but I don't think I can get there.
Yeah. And that's what Greater's official saying that. Yeah, let your work speak for you. Exactly right. Yeah.
It's all in the detail.
It is. Yeah. And grading right up to the curve. Is it? Is that according to that guy?
That's it. Every last crumb out. Even like getting a finish on something. Like, you get blokes that run through and they trim something, but they don't have the confidence to come back, pick up that windrow and just run it back and forwards. And you should pretty much, once you're finished, have just a windrow of 20 mil stone, pretty much, like just aggregate, because all your fines should be in your surface, all locked in tight. And then if you put the rolling time into it, it'll look like polished concrete. So I worked with a few years ago. We had an inspector that wouldn't pass a pavement until we had a 3-point roller on it. Now, I've heard a lot of old time grader drivers that grew up in, like, they were trimming in G's and K's and things, and they would talk about 3-point rollers, and I never worked with one until this job. And now I'm that old time guy. Like, want a 3-point roller? 3-point rollers are sick. Like, that's what you want. Like, and you wouldn't know, because no engineer wants to pay for another roller. We've already got a smooth drum, a pad foot, and a multi-tire. Why do we need a 3-point?
Man.
They won't pay for them, but if you see the finish they leave, like, cool.
Yeah. No, that's it. Well, like you say, sometimes you bring something like that in, and it can be a big cost benefit, but they don't want to do it. Yeah, no, true, and time saver. Yeah.
They're still going to get the job to pass. It's just the quality is not. It's 98%, not like 110. Like, it's above and beyond. But when you look back at your work and you've put the time into it, and the rollers have done it right, water carts have been on time, everything's good. You look back and you're like, got this. You know what I mean? Like, but it's
Yeah,
a thing. That's
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. They're the ones that go up on TikTok, all the good ones. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's it, man. Have you got like any regrets? Like, is there anything you look back and you go, man, I wish I didn't do that, or I wish I did it differently?
I don't know. Not really regrets. There's certainly things that the with knowledge and experience. Yeah, sorry, with experience become knowledge, and if you had that knowledge to start with, you wouldn't have the problems you had. If you get what I mean. So it's not really a
Yeah,
regret, but it's a if I didn't make those mistakes, I wouldn't know about them now, and I'll never make them again. Like, and that's I don't really have any regrets, but definitely things that if I had another time, I would do it different. Don't you
yeah.
start.
There's a dog again.
He's a good one.
Oh,
He
that's
usually
all right,
rides the
man.
grader, but
Oh, does he?
yeah, he
Oh,
comes, he sits on his feet. The only problem is he sleeps, and he sleeps with his foot on the brake pedal. So I'm pushing, thinking, God, this thing feels heavy. It's his head on the brake pedal slowing it up.
oh no. What dog is that? What type of dog is it?
Dash hand.
Oh, not the dash hounds. They eat people. Have you seen those things lately?
Dash, yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't it? They had this thing lately. They had this thing where a lady died or something in the house, and then the dash hounds ate her. Did you see that? Oh, look at this. Hello.
He's a grader
Can you
dog.
hear me?
He
The,
loves the grader.
the grader dog. Hello. There you go.
No, he comes
I
with
try
a
and get my dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does he
He doesn't
does
like
he have
diggers.
a
He gets motion
yeah?
sickness in diggers. Hates it, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. And I actually get motion sickness myself in diggers.
Diggers.
No jokes. Yeah, if I'm in an excavator, like even today, I was just sorting material out, so sorting rock out, and just shaking, turning behind me, just throwing it behind me, turning, throwing it. And then after a while, I was like, oof, I'm starting to get a little bit sick here because I was just spinning, spinning, spinning. And I'll tell you what,
Motion.
it happens, man. I think, and then when you walk, sometimes, and I've said this a few times, I feel like I've got, like I've just got off the
Vertigo.
boat, like because I've been sitting all day, and then when I start walking to the car, I feel a bit weird, and I'm like, what's going on here? I feel a bit funny, but I think it's because you're sitting, you're not using your legs, you know what I mean, and then
Maybe.
you're just moving around. I don't know. Does anyone else get that, or am I just weird? Maybe I'm just weird.
I definitely don't get that in a digger. We get
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Oh, look at that. I love it. This is good. We're getting thumbs up. I don't know if the system's doing that itself or if we're getting that. Anyway, means we're doing something good. No, that's really really good to know, man. That you obviously bring your dog to work, and you can't bring kids anymore, so you might as well bring
No.
the dog.
For some projects, like not the big tier ones, you can't. But if I'm on the right job and he can come, he comes with me.
Yeah, yeah. I've
If I
seen a
go
few guys. Hey,
if I go
go ahead.
start the Western Star, he'll be anywhere on the property. Like I live on 25 acres, he'll be out hunting lizards or something. If I start my Western Star to warm it up, he'll run and sit in front of the front tire until I pick him up and put him up in the truck. Like he's like, you're not going without me.
No,
Yeah.
no, straight away. That's it. Yeah, no, dogs are good, man. I wanted to bring mine to work, but I think he would just always take off, man. He's a little a blue staffy, an English staffy. So
Yeah.
if he sees something, he'd be just gone. I'd never get him back. He'll be on site, just going running. Speaking of vertigo, Aussie grader operator on TikTok is saying, yeah, I get vertigo from time to time in the grader as well. There you go, man. There you
If
go.
I'm hungover, I nearly fall out.
Yes. Yeah, we've been there. We've all been there. Yes. Oh man. And then what about, I suppose we're getting closer to the end now. What is the future for Walsh Civil? What do you got in the next 5 to 10 years? What's going on?
Been sending some emails. Might be coming to New South Wales again in the next 6 to 8 weeks. There's a pretty big company got a pretty big job coming up. Been back and forth with emails to them about that.
Yeah.
And it might be down to Western Newcastle.
There you
Coming
go.
down there and knocking a job out. So I haven't been back to New South Wales in a couple of years, so I don't mind it down there.
And that would be a longer term job, you reckon, or?
It's 12 months to start with, and then there's 4 years potentially after that.
Oh, there you go, man. Could keep you going for a while.
It's a pretty big gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And what about machinery wise, employee wise? You looking to expand, or are you happy to stay as you are?
I think we're at the stage I've got a couple of bits of gear that are coming up, like we're pushing their limits now. We're going to start having some pretty big issues. But so I had a brand new 150M on order from Caterpillar mid last year, and they rang me and said, "Look, come pick it up." And I sat out. I got home from work and I got the contract out and I laid it out in front of me and I sat there and I looked at it and it was 770,000.
Holy shit!
And
Holy
I sat
shit!
there and I looked at it and I own my cat outright and I only got a little bit left on the deer and I'm like, looked at it and was like, do I really want to lock myself in for, I think off the top of my head, I think there are payments for like 9.5, 10,000 a month for the next 4 or 5 years. I can't remember the exact numbers. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, really don't.
No.
No. No. I can understand the
Yeah.
big companies doing it. They've got, heaps of gear to back them up to cover it. But as a small company, I don't know how you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's all right. Don't worry about the dog, man. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very costly. And it forces you to keep going. That's what I find.
It does.
It's like then you have to keep going.
I think even now, this was back in the peak when new machines, after COVID, everything was waiting list. You had 12 months order lists on things. Now the secondhand machine market's pretty low at the moment from what I've seen watching the auctions happen. I buy rollers and things out of the auctions. The rates have come right down. So I think for me, if I was going to get any more gear, it'll be reasonably new secondhand.
Yeah.
And I'll put them on lease to buy options because you own them in 2 years. It's quite costly for the first 12 months, but after that you're pretty cruisy and you own them in 2 years, not 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I think that's it. If we expand anymore, I don't even know if I want to. I think we're pretty comfortable where we are.
Yeah.
Just the 2 graders, 2 diggers, the float, the combo, and between the 3 or 4 of us, just float around and do what we got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good, man. And that's good. Dogman442. Actually, before I say that, he said, "What auctions do you go to?" Connor Gibbons on TikTok is saying, "Yeah, there's less rain in Perth." So
Yeah, there is
I
no
think he's giving you some tips, some hints. Hey.
It was not the Connor I thought it was then. I thought it was the Connor from Childers, which is
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. And then Dogman442 on TikTok is asking, "Yeah, what auctions do you guys go to? Is that Ritchie Brothers or something?" Or?
I bought my first digger out of Ritchie's. I bought my John Deere out of Ritchie's. I use look. It doesn't hurt to be on all of them. Just be careful. I've been burnt. I bought a UTS system off of Grays Online. Thought I had the steel of the century, and I got a $9,000 paperweight.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I spent $9,000 on a UTS system for a grader, and I was like, "Fuck, killed this!" Ooh.
Yeah.
Got it here, turned on, wouldn't do anything else. So I sent it away to Trimble to get looked at, and the salesman that was there at the time I knew fairly well, he rang me back and said, "Where'd you get this thing from?" I said, "Grays Online." He said, "This thing's been ran over by a cruiser, and it was never meant to be put back. It was meant to be destroyed. We took the motherboard out of it so no one had ever used it." And I was like, "Oh, I wore that. There's $9,000 I'll never get back."
Jeez. What about stolen things? Like, how do you know if things are stolen? I suppose do the auctions obviously check things before they give them out, or is it just on your own peril? Like, it's up to you.
So with style, every single thing has a serial. Like when it comes, even individual GPS cables have a serial number.
Yeah.
So that's what everyone panics. Like I don't take receivers off my gear. My insurance covers why they're on there, so I don't take them off. If someone steals your stuff, they're going to go to cash converters or unless they got their own gear. But if it fails, it's no good to them anyway. They can never get it repaired, so it goes in their shed and it's paperweight. But everything's got a serial number. Stolen GPS gear. If you're stupid enough to steal it, and if you steal it from me, you're stupid enough for the consequences. To be honest, I want to go to the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you've got it, can they track it? They can track a lot of stuff too, probably.
Yeah. I think with a lot of the newer stuff, that as soon as it gets plugged in, they know where it is. Receivers and screens and things. But even then, you ring up or someone comes out to fix something. First, honestly, if you ring Trimble Australia or Trimble SciTech or SciTech Solutions or SciTech Constructions, New South Wales, Queensland, As soon as you ring them, the first thing they ask for is a serial number on what you're calling for. That's the first thing they
Yeah,
ask for. And if you're
yeah,
dealing with something that's hot, they're just going to go, oh, yeah, no worries. No, we'll send a tech out. And they know it's hot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I always got taught. My father-in-law told me that because he used to be a Sparky, and he said heaps of guys used to turn up on site and say, hey, you want to buy some cheap drills and cheap this and that? And he's like, we have this thing between us. Don't buy it because your tools will be next.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
you're just giving them an incentive to come and keep doing it. So don't buy anything because then, they'll just come and do it to you one day. So that was the old motto he used to say, and I think he was right.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Full tilt, saying the same thing. They handle their own shit. Yeah. No cops involved. Yeah, there you go, mate. There you go. Yeah, no, that's right. A bit of warning there to people. Yeah. So, look, I'm all questioned out, man. I've got plenty of information here. I really do appreciate you coming on and having the chat, especially live. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard coming on and thinking, oh man, people are going to start hammering me.
It was definitely nerve-wracking. I know that much. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. It's been good. Like, yeah, I think what you're doing is amazing. Putting a voice and you know, letting the young people and other people see, other people's experiences and that in the industry. It's a great platform for people to learn and understand. And yeah, no, what you're doing is awesome. Like, yeah,
Yeah, well, thanks, man. Thanks heaps. Thank you.
yeah.
No, legend, man, legend. And look, you know what? And my hat goes off to you because I still get nervous too, man. Before every episode, I'm like, oh man, start getting the butterflies, and I'm like, hang on a minute, I'm the one asking the questions here. What's going on? Why am I nervous?
I haven't been drinking coffee. I'll give you the hint.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, same. Mine's already empty. Yeah, same. No, that's it. That's it. And is there anything that you want to add? Any questions you have, or anything you want to talk about that I haven't asked?
Nah, no, look, I don't know. I'll reiterate, as I said, like, I think this is a great thing for our industry, for up and comers, young people, older people. Like, just hear other people's stories. And I've listened to your podcast, and I do when I'm sitting in the tractor, and I've got even mixing or whatever. I've got podcast blaring, and you hear blokes, and you're like, I can like that. I've done that. That's been me. Like,
Yeah,
there was one question on there about like owing money. Like, man, chasing money. That's one of my biggest things that I hate is chasing money.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got a court case going through at the moment. The papers got filed today
Are
for
you serious? So it's
yeah
still happening.
from November, $86,000 I owed for that's 2 months. I paid the labourers, rollers, graders, water cart, trucks, diggers to help this bloke out on a development to get it done. And as soon as the asphalt went down, he didn't pay me 1 month, and I was like, oh, just being me. I was like, we'll just keep going. Finish the job, and then not paying you. So now it's all been up to solicitors, and there's 80 something thousand. It probably cost me 25,000 to get it back. But
Yeah, that's
I've worked my ass out for the last 2 months to catch up that 80,000 that was not paid to us that I've already outlaid. Then there's not a huge amount of profits in our industry. Like, by the time your
yeah,
machine repayments, fuel, wages, this and that, you're not pulling much off each machine.
yeah, yeah. It's true. And the worst thing I hate about when people owe you money is that you feel awkward calling them about money they owe you. And I'm thinking, why am I feeling awkward calling you when you should be the one feeling awkward, isn't
I,
it?
these people wouldn't answer my calls. I don't feel awkward calling them. I find it hard to how would you say, deal with things in a diplomatical way.
Yeah.
I think that will go with that. Like, it's like, we've done the work. Pay us. Like, we've done everything we can to sort you out and help. And now that, yeah, and it's the first time I've had to go through it, and I've rang people, that I've known business for years, and they've been through it, and they're like, good luck, good
Yeah.
luck. That's all they say is like,
Yeah.
we've been through it. And it's so hard. Like, yeah, that's the one thing to be very, very careful. If your gut's telling you something, if you're running for yourself, pull out early. I should have. I should
Yeah.
have walked as soon as that first one wasn't paid. I should have parked up and said, "Not happening, bruh, until we get our last month's payment." Instead, now I'm 2.5 months in the hole.
Yeah. Because
I've paid 3 blokes' wages, machine repayments, fuel, the whole lot on the whole kit and caboodle. I've paid all that out already. Yeah. And this bloke had the hide on 83,000, had the hide to offer me 20,000 to settle it on the spot. Well, when I told him my peace of mind, he said that I was rude, and I said your offer's rude.
Yeah. That wouldn't even cover your costs. You know what I mean? So
No, it wouldn't even
ridiculous.
cover machinery.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that it still happens, and people like that get away with it. That's the shame. And then they know that. So I mean, the thing is, you've got to start forking out for a solicitor. You've got to fork out for everything else in the hope of getting some money back.
Something back.
And and they might turn around in the end and say, "Oh, we're bankrupt. We've got nothing." And then you're like, "Oh, so what now?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the hardest bit. Like one of the hardest bits is that is a reality in a lot of aspects that you'll be very careful. So I'll just work for me, the tier one companies, and even then, there's still things that happen. Like big companies go belly up, and you get burnt from them too. But I think the risks is a lot lower.
Yeah. And to counter that, I suppose Mountain Machinery saying get trade credit insurance
Credit
before you
insurance.
start. Yeah,
So
I've heard people do
done
it.
some
Yeah,
research about PPSRs now,
yeah,
and I'll be taking the PPSRs. That'll be something that I'll be looking into and doing. So
yeah.
you can take a PPSR out on their assets, and if they don't pay, you can literally just drive your float in, pick it up. You get your solicitor to write one form, send it. You pick their piece of gear up that owes roughly the same, load it out, and bring it home. And that's what I'll be doing from now.
Oh, that
They
is
don't
good,
even
man.
know that you've done it. So if you've got solicitors, if any owners really got solicitors, and that you look at taking out contracts with PPSRs in them.
PPSRs. There you go, people. Look that up. Yeah, I should do a podcast on that. Let me write that down.
Yeah,
Maybe it'd be good for me to do some research on it and tell people about it.
yeah,
PPSR.
it's a way to cover your ass.
Yeah.
If they own
Yes.
a gear, you're subbing to them, and they don't pay the bill, and you can take a PPSR, and it costs like $26 or something on their asset. They don't even know you've done it, and then
Yep.
as soon as the contract's finished and they've paid you and everything's all hunky dory, you just remove it. So it's the same as like a finance company when they put a PPSR out on something. So you're pretty much saying, like, I'm working for them. They've got to sign a contract to do it. But as soon as you get your contract signed that you're going to work for them, put a PPSR on a piece of their plant, then at least you're covered somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So you get that through your solicitor, is that right?
So your solicitor writes up your contract.
Yeah.
You have a clause in there about PPSRs, and look, if they read it, they read it. But they sign it, and then all you got is you got to get a VIN number or a chassis number of an asset that's going to cover you.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going down that path now.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And for anyone else that's listening as well, Mountain Machinery said you can do an all PAPS as well. So there must be like another.
Must be something similar. I'll have to research and write that down myself, actually.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of companies I've dealt with recently. They said that I think they pay like $100 whenever they put on a person that wants to start an account with them. They pay like $100 to get some sort of paperwork check or a credit check or something done on every customer before they give them credit. Yeah. So there's all heaps of avenues, but what you're saying is the PPS and that is good. Yeah.
Your ass, because if you're going out and you're shelling out, hundreds of thousands into an investment, and then it doesn't pay off, it was nearly enough to bury us. There's another thing, it was touch and go. You just ride these waves in business, I swear. You have the highs and then you're straight down to the lows.
Yeah, sometimes you think you're killing it. I used to laugh. I used to get like a big sum, after 30 days or 40 or 45 days, you get a big sum in your account. You're like, oh, yes. And then 2 days later, you pay all your bills and you're left with like $2,000. You're like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Start again.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, it's not that bad, people. Whoever's out there listening and thinking about starting, it's not that bad, but it is. It's good that the realities of it. That's what people need to hear, and I'm glad that you're keen to say as it is. Because
I am an open book. I can tell you everywhere I've fucked up. What mistakes I've made, and I've got young fellas ask you, tell them the truth. No point in bullshitting anyone. They'll all come out in the wash anyway.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good, man. People need to see it for what it is. No, definitely. Anything else, man? Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Nah, man. Nah, not really. Yeah. Nah, it's been a good chat, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, it has. I enjoy it, man. I like it because it's a bit casual. It's like we're on the phone call, basically, just having a chat,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Sounds like you have as well.
Nah, definitely.
And I do appreciate you. Thanks, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming on. And if anyone else wants to be a guest as well, if you really enjoyed this chat and you think you want to share a story as well, hit me up, send me a message, and we'll get you on here to have a bit of a chat. And as you can see, it's working now on TikTok as well, so everyone on TikTok can see us. I think, and I'm getting some feedback here. A lot of people saying great chat and saying it's awesome, being a great chat, learning lessons. There you go, getting a lot of good feedback here. So it's good that we're across 2 platforms. I'd love
That's
to
what
have
it's
this
about.
across more. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, man. Spread the word. If you haven't already done so, go onto YouTube, subscribe on my YouTube channel. So that's everything's Earthworks Hub. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. What else is there? Spotify for all these podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I don't know, everywhere. But if you go on my website, earthworkshub.com.au, you'll see links to all the socials. Share it to everyone. Make sure you go on. So Walsh Civil is actually registered on the site as well. So you can see Walsh on there as well if you want to use their services. And there's other services on there as well. You've got tip sites. I'm trying to put like things that everyone needs, events, jobs. I'm trying to make it so that it's one place where everybody goes and you've got everything you need. So we'll get there. We'll get there. All
Bloody
right.
oath.
That's it. Azza, thanks once again, man. And to all the people that have joined tonight, thank you. And we will see you all on the next podcast. Have a great week, guys. And Azza, have a good one, man. We'll talk anyway.
Cheers, man. Talk to ya.
Take care. See you, everyone. Bye-bye.